Look at me. You probably see just another voiceless, pathetic trophy wife. Keep watching. 10 billion valuation. Silicon Valley's perfect tech couple. They hug in the spotlight, sucking up the worship that rightfully belongs to me. Too bad their entire empire is built on my stolen hard drive. Without my code, he is nothing. That NDA didn't just lock away my credit. It legally chained my dying sister's medical trust to his goodwill. He bet everything that I wouldn't gamble with her life.
Play your part tonight. Without my signature, your sister's ICU bed gets liquidated by morning.
I understand. Not a single syllable. I smiled, the cheapest camouflage. He thinks that contract bought my absolute silence. He doesn't realize he just funded his own public liquidation. The game has just begun, and the fatal variable that will crash this entire empire has always been in my hands. Power isn't about what you own, it's about what you can unplug at any moment to watch them crash. A delinquent medical bill, his favorite leverage. Using my sister's lifeline to remind me who holds absolute control. I swallowed the disgust. It's just another variable for the final algorithm. He floints his stolen valuation while treating my sister's life like a cheap bargaining chip.
I'll authorize the transfer tomorrow. Stop pushing. I'm not your personal ATM, especially for a pure liability.
Of course. It's your empire. I'll wait. A flawless system is a myth. There are only blind administrators. He thinks he's cutting my oxygen, but he doesn't know I'm hard-coding landmines into his root access. Every insult is a new trap. Keep enjoying your champagne, Liam, because the countdown to your bankruptcy has already begun. Thief's deepest paranoia is making eye contact with the true owner, so they rush to revoke my access before the guilt consumes them. Chloe, his new PR head and soulmate. She genuinely worships that fake Silicon Valley genius and sees me as a liability to the IPO. Today, she came for my root key to secure her throne. She wears my stolen privileges like a haute couture perfume, blindly walking into a dead end. Liam says you're spiraling. Hand over the root access. You're just a liability to the architecture now. Let the adults handle the launch.
It is yours. Handle it carefully. Your entire net worth depends on it.
Access granted, but it's a castrated directory, like feeding poison data to a greedy rat. They're building a glass empire on my logic bombs. Almost time to shatter it. She thinks she took over the boardroom. She actually just pressed the switch for the self-destruct sequence. He thinks he's tailoring a cage to hide my brilliance. He's actually measuring me for his coffin. Eve of the annual tech gala. This is his usual psychological warfare. Visually amplifying my mediocrity, letting the world see how unworthy I am. The more terrified he is of being a fraud, the more he needs to strip my light to establish his fake reign.
Put this on. Don't even think about stealing the spotlight tonight. You're just collateral to this IPO. Stay in the shadows.
Understood. I'll be perfectly invisible.
I put on the rags. My thumb compiled a micro-logic lock in the background. One keystroke, and his billion-dollar empire becomes a rounding edger. He wanted me invisible. I'll be his ghost. Enjoy your last applause, fake king. Because tonight, the crown falls. A minor system error, just enough to remind them who actually holds the god privileges. The gala, Liam dumped me in the darkest corner, letting Chloe present the core algorithm on stage. She radiantly pressed the demo button, not knowing she just detonated a time bomb. The spotlight is a cruel interrogator. Hold on! The root logic is rejecting my access. Liam, patch this, now! Look at that. The perfect liar's exposed in the spotlight. Panic is such a beautiful color on him.
Breathe, genius. Your algorithm seems a little uncooperative.
He thought he acquired me. He forgot who wrote the source code. Every line is a legally binding leash. This is just the appetizer. When the SEC, all the auditors trace this anomalous code back to her login, that will be the real corporate liquidation. The click of that door handle cuts deeper than any banquet insult. Chloe tanked the presentation. Her fragile ego demands a target, so she comes for my study. The last sterile room in the Aura Empire. A pathetic physical breach to mask her intellectual compopsity.
Babe, Chloe just needs some early inspiration. It's not like you're using those old scribbles anyway, right?
The sweetest tone for the sharpest blade. He has no idea what breathes behind this door. One step inside, and he seals his own coffin.
So much for the genius's wife. This code is giving high school computer club.
Take your time. Just don't ruin your dress.
I swallow the insult. It's just raw data for the final algorithm. Every page she touches is a meticulously forged decoy. The real architecture is locked safely in the cloud. But the moment her hand graces that locked bottom drawer,
Heard your sister took a turn for the worse. Sent a little something on the company's dime.
not a gift, a flex. My sister's ventilator is plugged into their grid. Every breath she takes is a fraction of their charity. Liam signed off on this. He feeds on the power trip, watching me suffocate on his leash. He thinks holding my weakness guarantees my obedience.
The firm covered the medical bills. You should thank Chloe for the gesture. She never misses a detail.
Yeah, perfect as a ticking time bomb.
Not a single tear. Tears are the currency of the weak. I pull the card, staring at the gold-foiled name. They are building a castle on my landmines. They just don't know the detonator is in my hand.
Yeah.
Since they love playing God with the rules, I'll introduce a new variant. The tap of a federal auditor's pen, it is the only countdown of fraud like Liam truly fears. Pre-IPO routine check. Patent ownership is under the microscope. He desperately needs my signature on a supplementary NDA to secure the IP. Without it, his $10 billion empire is legally worthless.
Sign the damn paper. The trust fund only breathes if the company survives. Don't play games right now.
Weaponizing my sister's life again. But he forgot who holds the pen. The predator just became the prey. I'll sign, but my sister's care gets bumped to S tier by tomorrow morning.
Are you seriously trying to blackmail me right now?
Blackmail, no. Just a masterclass in transaction costs. Every humiliation he forces on me will be liquidated with compound interest. He actually thinks a piece of paper can gag the truth. He has no idea that Chloe is currently When a rat is happily chewing the cheese in your trap, you don't interrupt. She thinks shredding paper cements her co-founder status. She doesn't realize the actual code barrier is light years beyond her barren comprehension.
Rot in hell, housewife! Welcome to the food chain!
Food chain? She can't even locate the server's back door. I watch her shred those decoy papers. She isn't destroying legacy. She's shredding her own immunity. Keep tearing. You're just generating HD evidence. Anger is a liability. Documentation is lethal. My core data is safely encrypted in the cloud. This little tantrum, it's going to look spectacular on a courtroom projector. She wanted to breach my territory, so I prepared a little welcome gift.
Access denied. Corporate espionage protocol engaged.
This is Silicon Valley without the PR filter. No fairy tale romance, just cold, hard access permissions. She thought smashing a door would hack my brain. In a cage built of NDAs, physical brute force is a rookie mistake.
Sienna! You leecher! Open this damn door! This is company property!
Pathetic. I watch her flail against the glass like a trapped rat. Meanwhile, my thumb just hit send. A perfectly bloodless execution. Actually, it's a federal-level trade secret, and you just triggered a felony lockdown. The cease and desist is already CC'd to the board. A flawless, legal strangulation, executed without breaking a sweat. They want my crown, but they have no idea how heavy it is. But this warning letter is just the first domino. At the IPO audit in exactly 48 hours, Chloe's little stun will make Liam's $10 billion lie completely implode. Wall Street's guillotine is always crafted from premium mahogany. Aura is rushing its IPO. The board demands 0 unpredictable variables in the equity structure. That means I, the invisible wife, must sign a property waiver and legally vanish.
Sienna, it's just a standard compliance formality. For our shared empire, you understand why you're a liability on paper, right?
If I sign this away, does my sister's special care trust get fully funded for the next quarter? I throw the desperate bait. His sharp caution immediately dissolves into condescending charity. He thinks spare change buys out my sovereignty. System error. He just prepaid for his own execution. The pen drops. The contract is active. But they forgot one crucial fact. The devil always hides in the law doesn't protect the weak. It protects those who can weaponize top-tier legal fees. The air in this conference room is suffocating. The external lawyer is reading the ironclad NDA that strangles me. Every ounce of oxygen is pressing down on my chest.
Mrs. Sienna, your NDA is bulletproof. Short of Liam committing federal-level commercial fraud, you are legally non-existent.
Then let him commit the fraud of the century. My voice is colder than ice. The original logic lock isn't datal enough. I need to bury a nuclear bomb deep in the source code, one detonated only by his pure arrogance. The era of access denied is officially over. Just when he thinks he holds all the cards, the silent countdown has already started. Hunters are most blind when the prey walks itself right into the cage. Inside Aura's top-floor office, the celebration champagne is poured. Liam and Chloe stare at me like a pathetic beggar. They can't wait to watch me sign this humiliating slave contract.
Sienna, let's skip the drama. Sign it, and you can go back to playing your little domestic role. Don't hold up the IPO.
I sincerely hope this agreement secures the exact future you both deserve. I smile submissively and sign. They completely failed to notice the fatal variable hidden in the index. If the core patent triggers a fatal flaw, the waiver burns with it. Right now, the burning fuse to their destruction has been personally handed straight into their palms. Greed is the ultimate blindfold. It's the critical stress test right before the IPO. Blinding red warning lights flash wildly. The underlying architecture is rejecting the forced access, but they are desperate for that listing bell.
It's just a positive. Force the override. Wall Street is auditing us tomorrow. I am not letting a glitch tank this IPO.
A blind override just guarantees a louder crash. I stand in the shadows, coldly watching them bypass every safety protocol. Every forced override is feeding the variables. They are joyfully sprinting towards the guillotine. The exact moment the progress bar reaches 100%, the true disaster is finally going to strike. Tear off the mask of the Silicon Valley deeded, and you'll only find a trembling empty shell. The underlying architecture was completely deadlocked. Liam tried to fix it himself. Cold sweat soaked through his shirt. He slammed furiously on the keyboard, yet couldn't understand even the most basic logic.
Why the infinite loop? Sienna, get over here right now and patch it!
You finally see it clearly? You're just a thief who can't even read code. The monster trembled for the first time, and it wasn't me. Don't tell me you feel sorry for him. We're just getting started. Fear destroyed his sanity, and he cut off all my external networks. He thought cutting the network would win back control. But he didn't know. Darkness is where I truly reign. The router lights went dark. That was the color of his fear. He can't fix the logical deadlock I left behind. All he can do is smash furniture downstairs like a helpless beast. He calls it protection, but I know it's imprisonment by power. He thinks cutting off my digital oxygen will make me obedient.
The media out there is a total circus. You need to go offline and rest. Write down the master key obediently, and we can go back to the perfect ecosystem.
My mind is a mess. I've forgotten all the core logic.
All I smell is the rot of his imposter syndrome flaring up. I swallow the humiliation. This is just data for the final algorithm. Every concession stamps another seal on his death sentence. He forgot the single most fatal variable. I don't need a network to build the gallows. Payment declined. He finally played his cheapest, most worthless card. Non-core therapy programs were suspended. It was the only drug that could ease my sister's crippling nerve pain. My fingernails dug into my palms, warm blood dripping onto the carpet. But I felt nothing. He's using my sister's life to force me to hand over full control. This is no longer a business game. It's one-sided slaughter.
Finance is reporting a liquidity getch. Fix the code, and the cash flow will be back online immediately.
Please, don't freeze her account. I'll write the patch.
He thought he'd hit my weak spot to break me. Access denied. I swear I'll make him pay for every second she suffered. He has no idea. Every concession I make is just digging his grave. Tears are the absolute cheapest disguise eyes in the world. When I handed him that poison patch, his arrogant ecstasy masked all caution. He thinks he tamed the monster, unaware he just swallowed a time bomb. Using his temporary blind spot, I pinged Wall Street's most ruthless short sheepers. Capital has no morals, only a razor-sharp sense of smell.
Reality check, Sienna. You're a depreciating asset without me. You and that sinking ship of a sister.
You're right, Liam. I'm nothing without you.
They caught the scent of blood beneath Aura's fake prosperity. They are building a castle on my landmines. Almost time. The prey has entered the trap, and the noose is... The Shortsfailer's offshore funds are in place. I struck the keyboard, initiating the trust transfer protocol. This is a legal surgery precise down to the millisecond. One NDA alarm, and they pulled the plug on my sister. Chloe is parading in her haute couture, trying to provoke me. She thinks I'm a walking corpse, but this is the perfect cover. Still pretending to read the cap, Siebel? Save it. Post-IPO, you're officially liquidated from this zip code.
Then I wish you a flawless IPO.
The progress bar climbs, burning through my sanity. I don't look at her, only the screen. Variables are being cleared. My trump card is secured. Variables are being cleared, and my trump card is about to... The phone vibrated. 3 hours ago, my sister was legally transferred, and the account was fully settled. I finally severed the last iron chain around my neck. Liam stormed in, clutching the trust freezing authorization. He thinks he still holds the power of life and death, unaware his ultimate leverage is already a worthless piece of trash.
You think you can bypass my firewall? One keystroke, and her ventilator is terminated. Try me!
Press it. Let's see if your liquid-weighted shell account can buy her a single second. Watching him stare at the empty hospital feed, his invincible facade instantly shattered. I am done being the one who breaks. The rules of this game will now be: when a dog used to ruling loses his leash, he doesn't reflect. He goes rabid. He realized I moved my sister's trust. His trump card vanished. To mask that bone-deep imposter terror, he gave Chloe full access. A systematic digital execution against me has begun. They hired top-tier bots. Within 3 hours, I became the cancer-halting human progress. A greedy, pathetic parasite.
Look at these metrics, Sienna! 10 million users just categorized you as malware. Sign the exit papers before we liquidate your reputation entirely.
I offered you a graceful exit, Sienna. You chose professional suicide.
Grace, you're just terrified that without me your stolen empire is a dead link. The panic in his eyes flickered for a second. Access denied. His mental firewall is crumbling. But this pain isn't enough. I need him to climb higher. High enough.
Rot in hell, you parasite!
Hot coffee burns my skin. Their phone cameras aim at me like executioners. So this is what social death feels like. Fascinating. I swallowed the insult. It's just data for the final algorithm. Liam thinks this will break me. He forgets my specialty is letting a system overheat.
Reality check biting hard. Surrender the root access, and I'll recall my PR hounds.
Liam, please. I'm breaking.
I faked a sob into the receiver while staring at my own smiling reflection. A fatal system trap requires a flawless decoy. Once the prey limps, the hunter drops his final shield. The most predictable variable in human nature is their desperation to win. I cowered on the sofa, playing the perfect loser. He's intoxicated by the power trip. Variables. I weaponized his fragile ego into the deadliest one.
See how efficient compliance is. Sign this, and tomorrow's press release will frame your exit as a tragic mental breakdown.
He wraps his theft in pity. Looking at his plastic face makes my stomach turn, but I forced it down. I'll sign, but you have to claim it. Tell the press you built the core architecture entirely by yourself. No co-founders.
It was always my masterpiece.
Did you really think the market cares about a disposable housewife?
He agreed. He just slipped the hangman's noose around his own neck. They think they're stripping my access? They're just handing me the detonation cord. The final pre-IPO hearing. Pressured by the global backlash, the board delivered their ultimatum. I must vanish from Aura's orbit entirely.
Mrs. Sienna, your existence is a catastrophic liability to Aura's valuation. Sign the waiver and evaporate.
They are guarding a stolen crown. Looking at these arrogant Wall Street elites, I can't wait to see their faces when they go bankrupt.
Take the hit for the company. I'll issue a statement severing your ties to the tech. Consider it a severance package for your peace of mind.
Keep your word, Liam. You own the tech now, and all its collateral damage.
He signed the waiver, idiot. He just severed his only escape hatch. 24 hours on the clock. The hurricane is here. Truth tasted like ash, but I swallowed it anyway, because only by swallowing ash can you breathe fire. Chloe's bots leaked my coordinates. Mobs are smashing my door. Liam is in Times Square, giving a global live interview in a tailored suit. He glows. I rot.
Aura's core algorithm is my personal gift to humanity. As for Sienna, I wish her psychiatric recovery. The future has no room for parasites.
He stole my soul in front of billions. I watch him, my finger hovering over the execute bean named 0 Hour Overrule.
Hear the pounding? You're obsolete, Sienna. After the IPO bell tomorrow, you won't even have clearance to read our error logs.
No, Chloe. After the bell tomorrow, you'll be begging on your knees for me to deduct your apocalypse.
Are you watching? Good. Because the real show is about to begin. They think I am dead, buried alive by their manufactured outrage. But they have no idea I am the one holding the shovel. Tonight, Aura headquarters is ablaze. Liam is rehearsing his flawless bell-ringing speech. Tomorrow the whole world meets its new god, Sienna, that parasite, is permanently deleted from our ecosystem. Chloe adjusts his tie, acting like they are actual tech detons.
She doesn't even qualify as collateral damage. My empire officially launches now.
Meanwhile, I sit in the dark, typing the final activation command. It is not just code. It is a clinical execution of his pathetic delusion. Without my clearance, his throne is nothing but a wired electric chair. Look at them celebrate, popping champagne on the deck of the Titanic. Camera flashes rain down on Liam's glamorous face. I stand at the absolute edge of the crowd in a plain gray coat. He spots me, flashing the arrogance of a victor.
Glad you showed up to the coronation, Sienna. Take notes on how to actually monetize a vision.
He thinks I am here to beg for scraps. He doesn't know I came to watch the building collapse in real time. I never look away, Liam. Don't press the wrong button. Enjoy your last 15 seconds of spotlight.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, true.
The core deadlock program is fully primed. He stole my life's work to build this illusion, and now it is about to swallow him whole. All variables eliminated. The trap is perfectly sealed, just waiting for him to press. The moment the bell rings, his myth dies. Red warnings bleed across the massive screens. On global broadcast, Aura's core algorithm exposes a terminal logic deadlock. The room drops into dead silence, broken only by the piercing roar of system failures.
The core architecture is locked out. I have absolutely zero admin rights.
Patch it right now! The entire Wall Street is watching us!
Your brilliant co-founder can't even read the base logic? What an absolute predictable tragedy. I watch his fake shell of genius shatter on a global stage. The system error isn't a glitch. It is a mirror reflecting his absolute incompetence. This is the exact physical collapse point I waited 6 months for. He walked himself right to the guillotine. This is the part where the fake king begs. Watch closely. The air backstage is freezing. Liam tears at his hair, finally realizing that without me, he is just an empty shell who cannot read a single line of code. I step over the shattered glass towards him.
Fix it, Sienna! Just unlock the system, name your equity, I will sign it all!
He thought his NDA was an impenetrable fortress. It was just a paper cage. Sign it and walk away with zero equity, or I call the feds in 5 minutes for corporate fraud. I drop a brand new legal takeover agreement right at his feet. I am not who I was, and they are about to find out. Now the fire has burned through his throne, and I am the only one holding the extinguisher. The world loves a public execution. Liam stands before the sea of cameras, confessing his crime of IP theft. His dignity is ground to dust. Chloe is hysterical in the corner. The Silicon Valley jungle law she worshipped just liquidated her. I tear up that demonic NDA.
You can't do this! You just completely liquidated us!
You ruined my empire, you cold-blooded freak!
I didn't break a thing. I just withdrew my code and let your native incompetence air dry in the sun.
You built this coffin yourself.
The system error is purged. They tried to gaslight me into believing I was just a shadow, but a shadow only exists because it blocks the light. Now, I am the light. I took back my crown and I let them burn to ashes.